Righto. I believe we had just found Theodora dead and leveled up. Still seems like there'd be more loot in the boss's house. Apparently I'm just supposed to go to the bridge. I'm just gonna double check that there's nothing over here. I guess the implication is that whoever did this got all the loots. The wearer gains +5 toughness if their intelligence is less than 35. Alright, we got anybody stupid? Alright, I'm just kind of stupid. We're all kind of stupid. Okay, cool. So what is it we get? Toughness? I probably want to put it on this dude.
I'm not interested.
It goes there. Okay. Like, this is my close combat bro. There's a little area here we hadn't fully peeked out. What is the shrine deal? I think I looked at that yesterday when we came in here.
I won't tolerate weakness.
Right, I reckon this has all been looted. Let's go to the bridge. All right, I see my people cowering. There's Ethelthrad. Things looking grim. Oh, elite loots.
The first sacrifice opens the eye. The second sacrifice draws its gaze.
I reckon we're gonna have to take Ethelthrad down.
Help has arrived. Too late to change the tide, I'm afraid.
Oh,
But
that's
if
him.
there is any
Okay.
honor in you, we can at least die with dignity and give our lives for the rogue trader.
Ethelthrad, clutching a bleeding wound on his chest, gives you a tormented look. Let's die with dignity and give our lives for the rogue trader. Theodora's dead.
God Emperor, preserve us. The rogue traitor is dead. The ship has lost her Lord Captain, and the house its head. No matter what ritual Kunrad is performing there, the warp is too strong. I cannot withstand it. I feel my body changing with every second. The warp is ringing in the air. This is the end. We will perish in the warp, along with the warrant and all the dynasty's heirs. The enemy of humanity has triumphed.
I mean, it's a bit overly dramatic. I'm just gonna shoot Void Vault or whatever his name was. Kunrad.
I've seen it before. We'd better get away from him. The changes are already accelerating.
Alright, I forbid you the very thought of yielding. Only by resigning to your fate will you truly suffer defeat. The ship can be steered out of the warp, but we must first restore communication between the bridge and the sanctum. Yeah, that. Let's do that.
Then we have no right to bow our heads.
You figured it out, bro. Good job. Can we stop this dude before he kills the third one? That seems like it's going to be bad. You see Kunrad Voitvir clearly in the gloom of the bridge. The broken blade he is holding is stained with dark drops that seem to have a pearlescent glimmer to them.
We are out of time.
Ethelthred bites his knuckle, desperately thinking. You see a wave ripple across the whites of his eyes. as they begin to turn a sickly yellow. Draw your weapon. Voitvir, you duplicitous cur. The rogue trader's death will be avenged. To Adelthred, that complicates things. To the party, ready your weapons. If we are to die this day, let us die with honor. That one. That one sounds like a commander.
No. To die altogether is to allow the flame of the dynasty to perish in the dark. No. It will not be like this. Not today. The ritual will not be completed. I'll take care of it. And you, see to it that the void ship breaks free from the warp. Watch over our realm. And farewell.
All right, Adelthred gonna be the hero.
Accursed traitor! A time will come when you will bleed for her ladyship Theodora's murder. Remember my words, for they are the vow of he who marches toward his death.
I wasn't 100% sure it was Voitvir that had caused all the problems. I thought he might have been manipulated by something more sinister.
What? Theodora?
Okay. It wasn't him.
No, that can't be. Not now. I still haven't.
Your ritual won't be finished, heretic!
This ain't gonna end well. All right, yeah, it was each. I think we get in a boss fight. Okie dokie. It didn't go exactly how I wanted, but you know, it'll work. Abelard gonna come here and do some charging here in a minute. I'm gonna be bravely at the back. Sister of Battle here, which will pop out when she needs to. I apparently cannot control these dudes. And Adira, I reckon, can be back here too. Looks like I'm going to go first, so I'll just maybe give an extra turn to Abelard and let him charge in. You'll encounter enemies with various abilities and feature. An icon next to the enemy's portraits indicates they are under the influence of some sort of effect. He's a chaos spawn. Rending Scream, Toxic Spurt, Bestial Rage. Okay, this bro's got some skills. All right, so can we do Bring It Down? I can do that on Argenta, but she's probably just going to shoot Abelard. He gets no MP. I feel like I should know if he's going to be able to charge that, but let's see. Yeah, it's exactly enough action points for him to charge in. Let's do it. That was not much of a charge. So we're going to brace for impact. I suspect you will need it.
Nothing I can do.
Sneak out, hit those bros. That's not going to help. Okay, we're done. We have to let the baddies have some time. All right, looks like the crew's going to at least participate. I would like to do forewarning on Abelard. He's going to have to move out of cover. Which I reckon is okay. There's already a lot of psychic trouble here. That could get conceivably worse. But let's do some damage. I feel like that's a cutoff where we don't want to get past. So we're going to call it here. Abelard. Yeah, we're kind of just stuck trying to cut this thing down as best we can.
Indeed.
All right, you be tough, Abelard, because you might die. Temporary wounds coming in handy. Is she gonna shoot through Abelard for that? Doesn't look like it. Guess I can run and gun.
Stout is for the weak.
And try to at least take this pro out.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
Out of my way!
These guys are not super helpful, but they're trying. And that's something.
To non-believers!
Moving out. I bring ruin.
Brace yourself, Abelard.
Abelard's a brave duder. We need to give somebody momentum. To use unique abilities called heroic acts or desperate measures, momentum is required. Depending on the actions of your party, the momentum bar will increase or decrease. Okay. High momentum will allow characters to use heroic act. A low value grants access to desperate measures. Both abilities can change the course of a battle. Hey, what's up, Orcish? So this must be the momentum bar? Okay. And this is my Veil degradation bar. Got it. So I can use Finest Hour now. So I can give somebody an extra turn. I just don't know what the hell I'm supposed to do with it, because it's not like we're going to cut through that thing. But you know what? Let's try it. Maybe we'll just blast this thing. No, it didn't even do anything, did it? Oh, because she's not on her bolter. Let's try that again. I did try to shoot through Abelard again. That was not my best move. I gotta stop doing that. I'm sorry, bro. You can have a turn to use this med kit on yourself. There we go. There's nobody adjacent to us, so that's not going to help. What do we want to do with her? I don't want to degrade the Veil much more, so I think we're just going to shoot at things.
But of course.
We'll use Endure again. We can. All right, hang in there, Abelard. That seems not great. I feel like I shouldn't be standing in this. So we're going to move up here and take a shot at this heretic so we don't shoot our buddy in the back again. Maybe these bros with the las guns can help us if we take out the dudes on the sides. We can do bring it down again, which isn't super helpful because you can't move and do it. We'd have voice of command again.
Not a problem for me.
There you go, bro. All right, I'm just going to unload a clip in this thing.
I must not falter.
There you go.
Stop
These people are brave. I like it.
me.
She's going to go crazy if we use another power, so we're not going to do that. Dismantling attack. Or range attack. All right, let's do it.
I'm not so sure.
I thought it was a ranged one. That one must be the ranged one.
Whispers must be appeased. On it.
Momentum seems pretty good. Yeah, I'm not degrading the veil any further.
Victory is imminent.
It was a very good time to parry. I'm glad we got this dude doing the tank.
Duty go hand in hand.
All right, let's move you so that you're not going to be shooting into our bro here. You know what? We can just take down these idiots. No?
Follow my lead.
The las guns seem to be doing good work here. Okay, fine.
My tactics are flawless.
I'll expose myself a little bit.
Faith without deeds is worthless.
But now I can't shoot with my boss because I'll shoot into Abelard's back. Alright, that's fine. We won't take a shot if we don't have one. We'll eventually bring this thing down. I'm going to keep enduring.
I will do my duty.
Because this dude's being incredibly brave, which I appreciate. You kind of feel him going crazy, eh? Yeah, build degradation is reaching scary levels.
As the Emperor commands, I act.
There's nothing we can do about that.
Already done.
Doubt is for the weak.
There you go.
All too easy. You didn't stand a chance.
Hey, we even killed somebody with our, like, main character. We gained some levels. We killed a chaos spawn. I'm totally looting it. Gloves of endurance. Whenever the wearer of these gloves gets an injury or falls unconscious, your allies gain a +1 bonus to damage. That seems like a good one to put on our tank. Blade shard. Stash that over there. Mantle of Heroism requires Iconoclast. Each heroic act used in battle increases the wearer's dodge by 20% until the end of combat. All right. I guess we're going to put that on our main character. Ghostly green characters? What does Fellowship do? I mean, High Fellowship's good, but it doesn't look like I can wear both, so I'm going to let Bro have that. Oh, there was some acid spit around. That might have been what you were seeing. Just mousing over everything to make sure we get all the loots. It may have been warp stuff. Because, like, things were starting to get dicey. I'm always scared I'm going to miss loot. And rightfully so. There was some right when we walked into, I'm remembering. It seems like you kind of have to get all of it. It's just cargo. There's something up here near Adira. Where the heck is Adira? She's down here. So what is it exactly? It's on the other side of this thing? This is a little bit tedious. We're like, yep, there's some loot here somewhere.
The heir is dead. He sacrificed himself to save the entire dynasty.
Old man, he was never going to make it. He was mutating right in front of us. You just ended his suffering sooner.
Yeah, I know that. I'm not worried about it. What's your deal? Ship could use a prayer or two. Cool. Yeah, let's pray for it.
Rivor, Master Helmsman, systems status report.
By the Emperor, it's the Seneschal, living and breathing. Oh, well, there's a tricky question. The old place is so overgrown with foul wickedry, we'll be scrubbing it off the vid screens for throne knows how long.
That's nice. Can we talk to the navigator? I want to get out of here. Your words seem to knock the officers out of their stupor, and the air around you fills with voices and commands being issued. You hear someone sobbing, one of the survivors buckling under the stress. Abelard cuffs the crying officer without even looking.
Restore the Vox channel to the Navigator's Sanctum. Ready the crew. Prepare for translation to real space. You may call me superstitious, but translation is not a good time to disregard rules. You are the only one who speaks for House von Valancius. You may not be the Lord Captain, but you, more than anyone else, deserve to take her place in the ritual that is about to commence.
All right, what do I do?
Take the Lord Captain's seat. Order the final preparations. Wait for the officers to report. Oh, blast it all to the void! Translation is a craft, not something that can be explained in a tick. Just go up to the throne, Master. These people are about to do the impossible. The least they deserve is the solace of seeing a figure sitting in the usual spot. Oh, please, hurry. Every second we waste is a terrible risk.
All right, let's do it. The image before you is hazy, swaying in a sorcerous current, invisible to mortal eyes, as if whatever is beneath this thin shell is constantly changing while still remaining the same. It has taken the guise of Theodora, but the false rogue trader's eyes reveal the the entity's true surreal nature. One of Theodora's eyes is engulfed in otherworldly fire, the other a vessel of ancient evil bores into you. A voice seeps directly into your brain without ever reaching your ears, and this voice booms with all the horrors of the warp.
Who are you to oppose destiny itself for the sake of lives that are not your own? So many threads stretch between you and other creatures of your world. Pitiful, worthless links, ready to shatter at the slightest touch. A muddled, erratic, pointless tangle.
That's encouraging. It resonates and merges with the voices that have already dug their foul roots into your consciousness. A moment later, you realize that all of the voices are the myriad manifestations of the same call that has finally invaded your mind. You are to blame for Theodora's death. I'm saving my people, do your worst. Begone, phantom, what do you want with me? I'm saving my people, do your worst, but you ain't stopping me.
Lead them, mortal. Guide them. Persuade them. Force them to walk your path. You will need followers, for destiny is preordained.
Sure.
The aspirant vowed to return with a trophy, a relic that could serve the edge of daybreak. That fate was assured, and the steps chosen. And yet, you broke the unbreakable when you took the aspirant's place. I see you. On the day when the final dawn rises over the Iron World, I see you by my side on that day. The day of my resurrection.
Your head begins to spin and vicious drops slither down your cheeks. You blink and you're no longer looking at Theodora. It is the traitor Voitvir, just as fluid and ephemeral as the previous apparition. The same terrifying voice seethes from his lips.
Your image is woven into the tapestry of things to come. I am the will of the weaver of destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. The thread that will guide you and the weapon of our return to me.
Man, I guess I'm like the main character in this story.
The path is set, child of the dawn. The thread is woven. Follow it, servant of mine.
A cavalcade of hazy glimpses of a future yet unknown passes before your eyes. A flash of crimson, purple. These images replace one another in a violent kaleidoscope without ever letting you get a proper look at them. Through the rippling mirage, you see a twisted image of Abelard, the loyal seneschal of the dynasty.
Seneschal, the navigator's sanctum is silent. The Vox signal is stable, which means...
We can get out of here.
The navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed the von Valancius flagship. We will honor his memory, along with that of all who died this day.
Sounds good. Let's get out of here.
Seneschal, we could tell us now. Who is that? Where's the Lord Captain?
As First Officer, it is my duty to inform you with the greatest regret and indelible sorrow that Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius is dead. May her memory never fade from the annals of the dynasty.
Seems like a good dude.
By right of blood succession, and with the absence of other kin who could challenge this decision,
I ain't refusing. I say nothing.
it is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Valancius is her heir, the rightful inheritor of the warrant of trade, and the title of Rogue Trader. The official ascension ceremony will be held at a later time. In the interim, have you lost your tongues? Hail your lord. It is because of his toils that we all still live.
Damn right, I'm the boss now.
The deed is done, Master. My apologies. I meant to say Lord Captain.
The treachery of the Master of Whispers was fruitless, but victory came at a great cost. Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius perished along with her heir, Edelthrad, and thousands of crew members. Yet hope remained, for the second in line to the Rogue Trader dynasty survived, and through the strength of his resolve, saved those who were counting on him for protection.
All right, so we were a retired guard officer. Now we're a rogue trader. I guess it's my ship now. That was the prologue. Took us 3.5 hours to play through it. I didn't see the ghost. I now kind of want to go back and rewatch it and see if they were there, but it wouldn't surprise me if they were warp entities. Cargo management. Open the cargo management screen to learn more about the cargo on your flagship, the amount, the type, and the percentage of cargo being filled up. On the cargo tab, you can see details about the items packed in each slot. If you need to use an item that is packed, move it back to your inventory. Cargo is needed when trading with merchants. You will meet them soon. Deep shadows of weariness can be seen on Abelard's face. Though the old officer's eyes are keen, they rake over you from head to toe. He frowns, mutters something, then nods to himself. Well then, your lordship? You cannot help but notice that the seneschal does not know how to talk to you or where to begin. His hesitation brings an involuntary smirk to your face, as though someone else entirely is gloating at the officer's confusion. Seeing your smile, Abelard pulls himself together. Oh, we're not narrated anymore because we're out of the prologue. Got it. I'll do my best, Abelard. You must now hold your first officer's briefing in your new role as Lord Captain. No, I can't do that. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, this will also be their first briefing. We sustained massive losses among the senior and middle-ranking officers. Some posts have had to be filled by the deputy's deputy, while others go unfilled entirely, and now the deck clans are deciding who will take over the leaderless crew. Alright. How did we come to lose so many officers? What's on the agenda? Have you succeeded in tracking down Voigtveer? There's an altogether more pressing problem. I do not wish to be the rogue trader. I'm ready to start the briefing, summon the officers. Yeah, let's bring them in. With a gesture, Abelard relays the orders to the adjutants at the far end of the magnificent chamber. Let's meet our officers. Dozen pair of eyes bore into you, the expressions revealing restraint, joy, curiosity, and wariness. Attention officers, you've been granted an honor. Lord Captain Semulin will personally conduct today's briefing. Our most gracious Lord Captain is ready to hear your reports. Perhaps you would introduce those present, Abelard. I haven't the time to be listening to every last officer on this hulking rig. Give me major problems. Yeah, let's meet the crew. This is important. I know how to lead people. I'm a retired officer. As you wish, your lordship. Abelard points to a tall, slender woman whose body seems to contain as many implants as it does flesh. Vigdis Suriata of the Ptolemy line, our new Vox Master. Vox Master Vigdis, it is an honor to serve your lordship. The Vox Master offers a deep bow. Aboard this vessel, you have at your command thousands of crew members and hundreds of officers and section chiefs. I'm responsible for receiving, processing, and sending all communications between you and them, as well as external sources. I am your eyes and mouth, Lord Captain. Communications officer, sure. Afternoon, Darmus. Beside her is Ravor, the master helmsman. He steers the ship along the course set by the Lord Captain and monitors the void around us to ensure that we do not stray into an asteroid field or pirate trap. Good to know. Master helmsman, the bearded man with the pale, almost transparent skin, large dark circles under his eyes, and a dour expression that seems hardwired into his face, gives a sullen nod. Hail, Lord Captain. This here ship's as good as home to me, so rest assured she's in safe hands. I'll die before I let her come to any grief. See to it that you do. And lastly, our High Factorum Janus Danrock, who oversees supplies, procurement, and the general material well-being of the ship. High Factotum. That's a fun name. Okay, High Factotum Janus Danrock. Dressed in an embroidered jacket, the heavy-set man with oiled hair offers an obsequious smile and bows. It is an honor, your lordship. You may trust me with all matters concerning your comfort. Everything will be done to the highest standard. That's less important. In the second row, we have 3 officers charged with overseeing the ship's vital functions. The Master of Ordnance is responsible for the artillery aboard, the Infernus Master, whose crew work to prevent and extinguish fires on the ship, and lastly, the Drives Master, servant to the Omnissiah. Yeah, we're doing good, man. Went to visit some family this morning, so getting a late stream in, but glad to have a little time to hang out with y'all. The 3 officers salute you. The Infernus Master does so with confidence, while the Master of Ordnance betrays nervousness. The Drives Master offers a salute resembling a dance involving the complicated manipulation of all of the tech priest's McKendrites. Is that everyone? Unfortunately, our choir master, the esteemed Zachary Vise, head of the Astropath section, is unable to join us. He's in charge of communications with distant star systems. Master Vise has been in a trance for some time now, attempting to contact other planets in the Von Valencius Protectorate and to inform them of Lady Theodora's passing and Kunrad Voigtvir's treachery. I will deliver a report to your lordship on the Astropath's progress as soon as it is possible to do so. Sounds good. It is equally regrettable that 2 more individuals worthy of mention could not join us at the briefing. The Master-at-Arms and Confessor Adalbert. The eminent Adalbert must see to the funeral services being held for the fallen officers, of whom there are too many for him to take leave from the chapel, and Mistress Sauerback, who has replaced her late predecessor as our Master of Arms, is currently leading the search for any surviving agents of Voidveer. Seems reasonable. All others present here are adjutants, secretaries, and deputies. They are here to make a record of proceedings. All right, so I guess we're just going to listen to everybody report. Let's chillax and soak in the story, because that's why you play these games. All right, let's start with the Drives Master. A voice distorted by a Vox retranslator emerges from under the tech priest's scarlet hood. Lord Captain, the foes that set upon this noble void ship destroyed the repositories of hundreds of machine spirits. The great warp engine entrusted into my charge is unharmed, thank the Omnissiah, but its spirit mourns its dead brethren. We have not yet identified a prayer protocol capable of assuaging its sorrow and anger. Okay, so the engine's broken. With great sorrow, I must also report that the Engineer Prime, overseer and spiritual authority of all tech priests on board, fell in battle. The Magus was betrayed by the little flesh that remained part of him, a most terrible loss. There is no one among my comrades aboard whose expertise and comprehension of the sacred protocols equals that of the fallen Magus. We require a replacement as soon as possible. Would someone care to translate the esteemed Drive Master's words? No, the engine broke and the dude that can fix it's dead. I don't need that translated. Thank you. Void ship requires a new engine seer who may be found somewhere in the system. Got it. All right, let's hear from the Master of Ordnance. That sounds fun. No, my job's simple. Maintain the arsenal and fire where I'm told, but just ask anyone. We've got no able crew, Lord Captain. Gonna need more bodies. Master of Ordnance, you forget yourself? I'm okay with him talking to me like that, Abelard. So what? Comes the officer's hostile and bitter reply. It is as if a dam has burst inside and all his pent-up emotions are rushing out of him. The ship's in ruins. Every second officer's dead, and now we've got a Green Lord captain who's supposed to lead us to void knows where. Silence. The bridge's magnificent glass pane seems to tremble under the force of Abelard's roar. Enforcers, seize this mutineer. I mean, welcome to the Imperium. Abelard grunts. If only one officer out of the whole lot has fallen to pieces, then that's not bad at all. Your lordship, I do humbly apologize on behalf of the entire crew. What would you have us do with the Master of Ordnance? The former Master of Ordnance, I should say. Besides find a replacement, that is, for we already have one lined up. Stand down, release him. I have no intention of punishing a man for a moment of weakness, not after the terrible attack we have just endured. Execute him. Experienced Masters of Ordnance are few and far between, so for that reason he may remain in his post. I leave his punishment at your discretion, Abelard. I mean, I appreciate the iconoclast response, because that is kind of the character I was trying to go for, but I don't appreciate a moment of weakness being excused. I also don't feel like he needs to be executed on the spot. So I'm going to go with option number 3. Abelard, you can choose what to do to punish him. Actually, I kind of like that the dude was real with me, right? Like you... Okay, it is putting me in the mind of a captain, which I can appreciate. I want my officers to feel like they can be real with me and tell me stuff, and that's what this guy was trying to say. So I think I'm talking myself into the iconoclast response. I want my officers to feel like they can talk to me that way. So, there you go. Abelard stares unblinkingly at the Master of Ordnance. Cease your sniveling. You disgrace yourself and your entire clan. Enough. The hysterics are over. Let us resume. The Master of Ordnance stands up, wiping the blood from his broken nose. His face is the picture of shock. What just happened seems to be dawning on him only now, and the knowledge of his fate he so narrowly escaped. Good. I think. We'll see how this works out. All right, we'll just go down the list now. Infernus Master. The ship's on fire, I'm sure. Yes, Lord Captain. The tall man bows his head in deference. I can report that all the fires across all decks have now been extinguished. The preliminary damage assessment, in terms of material losses and crew casualties, has been completed. The results have been submitted to the Seneschal and the High Factorum. Cool. The post passed to him after the previous Infernus Master and his next 3 deputies expired in the line of duty. Abelard remarks in a low voice pitched for your ears only. The lad is managing well so far. He can take the heat, so to speak. All right, let's hear about the helm. Master Helmsman Ravor. Right you are, Lord Captain. To cut a long story short, the outlook is bleak. The ships sound more or less, but without our engine seer prime and navigator who fell in battle, we have no way out of the system. If we try to set so much as a toe inside the warp, I don't know what'll happen first. Our warp drive being torn to pieces or all of us melting into the bulkheads. Yeah, we're not going back into the warp until the ship's in a lot better shape. Your Lordship, if you allow me to interject, when we arrived in the system, my crew followed standard protocols and conducted a count of all the available communication channels in the region. One of them was a Navis Noblite station, an ancient organization of noble mutant families whose genes allow them to safely... Okay, it was a navigator family. The station maintains complete Vox silence, but even its presence here inspires hope. To have located a navigator in the very same system is an incredible stroke of luck, a true blessing from the God Emperor. We'll pick up a navigator. A sharp bolt of pain lances through your skull as if in response to what you just heard. You understand that it is not the God Emperor you should thank for such good fortune. The words of the demon... What is this? A promise of help was extended to you by the nightmarish demonic entity that spoke to you on the bridge during the ship's translation from the warp. That appeared in your mind... That appeared before you and during the translation to real space echo in your mind. I am the will of the Weaver of Destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. Master Helmsman, if I were you, I'd grab this chance with both hands, or else you'll soon be eyeing up asteroids to use as your new residence. In slightly less shitty news, we can go round and round the system till our heads are swimming, as long as the promethium and supplies last. If any thick as Grok's shit lowlifes come sniffling around, we'll be able to take them out, so don't you worry on that score. Alright, High Factorium, what you got? We are toiling day and night to compile a full account of the losses. The task will require next to no involvement from your lordship. I will personally ensure that all damaged components are given into the tech priest's hands for attention, and that all lost supplies are replaced. There is only one resource that I cannot replenish single-handedly, and that is people. We have lost more than 2,000 crew members, and unfortunately this number is not confined to the scum from the lower decks, which are easily replaced, but also includes trained professionals. We will be able to make up our losses on the nearest planet, Ricad Minoris. However, the planet, the whole system in fact, belongs to the Winterscale Rogue Trader dynasty. We cannot simply begin recruiting on the planet without first coming to an understanding with the governor. In that respect, I am powerless. Negotiations at this level are a matter for the Rogue Trader. So we need crew. The boss lady had a note about meeting somebody in this system, if I recall correctly. But I don't remember who it was or why she was doing it. Especially true given Caligo's Winterscale's penchant for attacking first and asking questions later, and the kind of thick-skulled thugs he usually installs as governors on his planets, rumbles Abelard, frowning. So to summarize, we have sustained serious losses in crew members. We require a new engineer, prime, and navigator. This is all that is preventing us from continuing the voyage. Precisely, Lord Captain, but bear in mind this will not be the end of our trials. The ship's systems must be properly inspected for major damage, which can only be carried out at Footfall Station, home to the only dockyard in the sector. But we will never reach Footfall without first solving these three immediate problems. What can you tell me about the system in which we find ourselves? I cede to the Vox Master on this point. Mistress Tolleman? We're in the Ricad star system, and our voyage here was undertaken on orders of your lordship's predecessor. There are 3 inhabited bodies in this system, and our attempts to send Vox messages have produced confusing results. The Navis Nobilite station has not simply failed to answer, it seems to be maintaining total Vox silence. However, we did receive a distress signal from the prison planetoid in the system, and Ricad Minoritas itself is also not responding to our hails. But what is most alarming is that our augurs have... What's an augur? That's sensors, right? Yeah. Have intercepted signals from the planet's surface that seem to indicate ongoing hostilities on the planet. Okay. The situation is not very encouraging, but without a navigator, a tech priest, and new crew members, we won't be able to travel anywhere. Therefore, we must go to the planet and the navigator station and find out what in the void is going on. Thank you for your reports. Get out of here. Whew. Okay, they remembered about what she was wanting to do. This is a lot of nerds talking. Holy crap. I kind of miss the narration, but I guess you can only do that if you've got Baldur's Gate money. Your lordship, there is one other thing. A confidential matter of the utmost importance. Lady Theodora, Abelard hesitates, your eternally esteemed predecessor, brought the ship here to this system for a reason. She was given a secret commission. You perhaps are wondering who had the authority to commission a rogue trader to do anything, and I shall tell you. The Lord Inquisitor, the hand of the Emperor, the chief architect of his will in the Coronis Expanse. I would be honored to fulfill the Inquisitor's commission. I I came across a strange handwritten letter on Theodora's desk. It was signed XC. You're referring to the contents of that note, I presume. Yeah, we're going to go with that. You are quite right. XC. Xavier Calcazar. Lady Theodora was to seek out the Lord Inquisitor's right-hand man, Heinrichs von Kalox, an interrogator, you understand. All I know is that he is somewhere in the system, that we must find him and offer him whatever assistance he requires, and then deliver him to Footfall. Finding him in the Furibunda system. Finding him without any more information to go on will be difficult, but an Inquisitor is an important individual. The authorities in the system, either with the Navigator or the Governor, may know something. Cool, I'm down to keep doing that. That is all, your lordship. You have a great deal of work ahead of you, but it is a mere taste of the daily burden of a rogue trader. Soon you must take up the reins of the Von Valencia's protectorate. Abelard gives you another scrutinizing look, as if trying to gauge how long you will hold out under this mountain of problems. His face softens slightly, and it seems he is about to offer some words of encouragement. Adira, Sister Argenta, explain yourselves. The Sister of Battle grimly nods towards Adira. The Psyker is suffering some ailment or dark madness. She insisted on seeing the rogue trader. I judged that it would be unwise to leave her unsupervised. For a brief moment, Sister Argenta's voice sounds hesitant. I was also hoping to approach you with a personal request, but it can wait. Speak with me when you have time, rogue trader. Adira's glazed eyes rove over those assembled. One word bursts from her lips: daybreak. Adira, come to your senses. Abelard, bring the witch to heel. There's nothing else of value to report. I declare this briefing concluded. It is time to get to work. Adira, come to your senses. Works. I'll listen to her. She helped us. Damn it. Adira presses her fingers to her temples. Your lordship, here's the thing. I was trying to see the immediate future, and it hit me so hard my head is still spinning. Something very strange is heading our way, and I can't make out what it is, no matter how hard I try. A single word is all I can make out. Daybreak. Or maybe it's dawn, and it's ringing and ringing like an echo, like a bell. But if it's daybreak, then why is it so dark? We cannot extract any information of value from a single word. Can you tell us anything else, Mistress Talas? No, not yet anyway. The voices are all going berserk and all shouting at once. I can't make any sense of it. As soon as I know or sense anything, I'll report it, all right? Lord Captain, if you want me to take a closer look into your future, find me on the bridge and we can talk. Lady Theodora was well served by my whispers on many occasions, and I'm sure you would benefit from them as well. The Psyker's bitten lips stretch into a wry smile. All right, let's get out of here. All right. High factotum. Lord Captain, if I may steal just one more moment of your time, the matter is rather delicate, as it concerns trophies that were left after the battles on the ship. One trophy in particular, I should say. I retrieved a blade fragment from one of the bodies on the bridge, a curious article. I saw the need to keep it safe, in case it should interest you. As he says this, the factorum's gaze slides away from yours, and he looks off somewhere over your shoulder. You're right to do so. Give it to me. Get rid of it immediately. You should keep it for now. As soon as we locate this acolyte of the Inquisition, you will hand the blade over to him. Yeah, that sounds good, actually. Let's give it to the Inquisitor. It's probably going to corrupt this guy if I do that. Yeah, I don't have to blindly follow Iconoclast. Yeah, we need to get rid of it. We're not going to carry around heretical relics. A spike of pain pierces your skull. The entity inside you howls and rages, promising you a million torments and miseries for this treachery. Of course, your lordship, I shall see to it immediately. Your shout has an immediate effect on Janrus. He jolts as if waking from a stupor. Good. That dude was going to get corrupted if we told him to hold it. Use the system map in the center of the bridge to order your crew. Star systems. The events of Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader take place in a vast region of space known as the Kronos Expanse. The sector is comprised of numerous star systems, many of which you will get a chance to visit. You will find yourself scouring the void in search of routes, leading to new uncharted systems, discovering more routes as you explore the expanse. What you see before you is the map of one such system. Each star system contains objects you can interact with. Such objects are marked as points of interest. Move your ship to a point of interest, then click on it to initiate the event. So that's the prison planet. There's an unidentified ship here. That's the habited world. What is this? Artificial facility. And the navigators are there. We can kind of decide what we want to do first. And I might do that. I actually just want to leave this and go talk to somebody first, though. Can I do that? Void ship management, back to bridge. Okay. The Sister of Battle said she wanted to talk to me about something. So I think it might be wise to go chit-chat with her for just a minute and see what the heck she wanted. And then maybe chat with Adira for a minute. Do you not like your character's build? You can always drop your character's current progression. All experience is refunded and you can select a different path. That's pretty cool. Let's go see what it was she wanted.
Rogue Trader.
Sister Argenta looks tired. She does look pretty awesome. There are dark circles under her eyes, her hair is somewhat disheveled, and she moves like she's a little on the edge. You said you have a personal request for me.
I indeed have a request, Rogue Trader.
What is it? The accursed servants of chaos who assaulted this ship took the lives of your loyal crew members, and they orphaned many children, including the progeny of the brave officers who defended their posts until the bitter end. I don't know what customary practices are for cases like this in Von Valencia's territory, but in the world I'm familiar with, the children of such brave souls could expect to receive some special consideration. Perhaps the Rogue Trader could meet with the orphans. I mean, I was going to say send them to the Skullum. They'll make great commissars. Like, why do I need to go meet with them? Cheap viewers on Twitch. Something's happened where I can't directly ban people from my interface, which is really awesome. But I don't know that banning these people is super helpful. We'll take just a second and see if I can pull it off. Because it is fun to ban people. Ooh, there we go. Look at that. Fun, 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 fun. Neat. Just needed to restart my chat, and now I can ban everybody. Whee! All right, what are we supposed to do? I didn't think that's what she was going to ask her. I was going to ignore her. She's probably sensitive because she was an orphan. Sister of Battle helped me kill the Chaos Spawn. If this is what she wants, we'll do it. Sorry, your parents are dead. Motley group of adolescents do not take their eyes off you, gazing at you if you were a creature straight from a fairy tale. I kind of am to them. Our indefatigable sister has been keeping an eye on these pups. Abelard glances at the gathered children. It's hardly a scala primigium in here, but we have provided the orphans on our ship with adequate care and instruction. Argenta is standing on the side of the group. At your approach, she perks up and announces, her voice ringing. Brave ones, the master of the ship has appeared before you, the one who guides it through the darkness of the universe by the Emperor's will. Greet your Lord Captain, the rogue trader of House von Valencius. Heinrich Montag. That's the firefighter. You notice the Infernus Master, Heinrich Montag, standing a few paces away from the orphans. He watches you with approval and bows respectfully when you meet his gaze. Alright, so I can address him and ask if he's a teacher. I don't really care why he's here. Address the group. I, the rogue trader and the Lord Captain of this ship, speak to you now. Your parents gave their lives for a just cause and brought honor to the von Valencius banners and those of the Imperium. I am proud of them, and I believe that you will become their worthy heirs. Your Lord Captain greets you, brave ones. Give them treats and escort them to their homes. I believe a minute of beholding the Lord Captain is a great enough honor for them. I mean, we'll be nice to the kids. Why not? The teenagers keep staring at you. A girl who has remained close to Argenta smiles uncertainly. A skinny, pale lad tries to throw his shoulders back and stand at attention like a soldier. Only a few teenagers at the far end of the row seem sullen and not particularly impressed. One of the scowling visitors, with a thin scar across his face, tosses his head back and says bitterly, "So what? Why should we care? Our friends and parents died in the dozens for you noble lot, and you just give us speeches." Argenta quickly turns on the boy. A flurry of emotions flashes in her dark eyes, like she wants to both calm him and scold him for his impudence. The comportment leaves much to be desired. I hope they will be molded into worthy servants of the house. Punish the troublemaker, put the rest back in their bays. If you have things to say, say them without fear. I will listen. Rest assured you won't be abandoned. You will be taken care of. Tell me what you got to tell me, kids. The boy smiles grimly. It doesn't matter what we say. It won't bring our parents back, and it won't change our fates either. We'll keep slaving away on a ship until we drop and die like our folks or worse. I understand your grief and dismay. Your parents died. It's not an easy thing to go through, but they gave their lives for the truth, for the good of the whole ship, and for the Imperium. Do not speak of their honorable fate with anger and disdain. When the heretics who killed your parents attacked the ship, I was there. I took command. I fought. I repelled the assault as quickly as I could, but no war can be won without losses. The strong have the power to decide the fate of others. The weak either obey or die. If you seek a different lot in life, boy, save your grumbling and look for an opportunity to rise above the rest. Yeah, there we go. You heard the rogue trader. His words carry the wisdom of the Imperium. It's hard to say whether or not your words have left an impression on the boy, but he nods slowly. Then he catches himself and gives you an awkward bow. Abelard gives a sign, and servants immediately emerge carrying packed treats with von Valencius emblazoned on the wrappers. It appears that the Senesashal came prepared for any contingency. Here's some candy. Sorry we burned down your village. Here's some gold. Argenta rubs her temple pensively. She smiles and offers a few more words of encouragement, then leaves the bay. Hope you're happy, Argenta. I reckon the firefighter was an orphan, too. I want to go speak to Adira, and then we can decide which of the points of interest we'd like to find here. It seems like finding a tech priest, a magos, if you will, would be the most important because they could help with repairs. But we'll go do whatever we got to do. Is she around here somewhere? Where's she at? Not down there. Not up here. Yeah, I am not great at navigating through this map system. There she is. Tall, middle-aged woman stares straight ahead, her eyes vacant as she rubs the implant at her temple. Her collar is undone, and one of the clasps is on the verge of falling off. Sensing your presence, she turns her head toward you and offers a crooked smile, even as her eyes look right through you. Where do you come from? I'd like to hear your augury. Things are strained between you and Argenta, isn't that right? Yeah, I know why. You're a psyker. I'd like to hear your augury.
All right, let's hear what they're whispering about you.
Adira laughs, rubs her hands together, and suddenly freezes with a vacant smile on her face, her head slightly tilted. You feel goosebumps appear on your skin, and your collar begins to waver ever so slightly, as if moved by a breeze from a half-open door.
Seek not on firm ground, but in a golden hall suspended in the void. There waits a child without kin, but with a name blind to truth. She draws the brush across the canvas and does not notice that her palette is full not of paint, but of blood. And with each smear, this well does not deplete, but fills and fills up to the brim. One thing is clear. When this vessel overflows, none will remain unstained.
All right.
Among the blind men and false prophets, a red-robed sage seeks the answer to a question. He does not know that it is not the answer he must seek, but the question that will draw everything into focus. Will you help him, rogue trader? But mark that sometimes ignorance is sweeter than oblivion. A chained hound chases after glimmers of the aurora, but sparks in the scent of oil confound his nose. A chain trails after him. What will happen if you pick it up? Will you become his master, or merely another beast in the pack of his true lord?
I got a feeling this is going to be a long game.
The glow of dawn bursts forth from its prison. Dungeon walls cannot contain the dark essence wallowing in the dust. A naive cub pushes his nose into a familiar hand, one that holds death in twisted glass. Cherish it or cast it off as a burden. The sword of change has already been raised. What is one more life to it?
Still think we're going after Zeech here.
I'm sorry, Lord Captain. The voices are going wild. I can't make out a thing. I'll try to rein them in somehow, but for now...
All right, peace out.
Of course. Always at your service, whenever you need me.
All right, let's go see if we can find us a tech priest to power this thing. All right, so where would we find a tech priest? That's the prison planet. An unidentified void ship. I didn't mean to come here. I just wanted to read about it. This planet could probably find us a lot. Yeah, I feel like get the tech priest first is our first priority. We're doing that. Scan it. No resources. Riker to Minoritas added to the worlds of the Expanse. There's a starport, a mobile mining outpost assembled in accordance with the Blessed Standard template construct. This complex can be deployed on practically any world. The Surf clan assigned to it will devote itself to the maintenance of its sacred mechanisms and the extraction of resources. Let's go to the starport, see if we can find us a priest. Yeah, we'll take the whole team. I guess I have to take me. All right. I still need to level the bros up, which I have not yet done. Should probably do that first. Okie dokie. Seems like things could be going better on this planet. The starport greets you with the din of ordnance, and the smell of explosives tickles your nostrils. It's difficult to tell through the smoke who is firing at whom. Sergeant Malgar. Uberdag, what's up?
Finally a real game, and yet we all know the truth.
Yeah, I'm bad at it. I'm certainly doing it wrong. Thank you, Uberdag. It's good to see you again. Among the cracked rockcrete and bent plasteel, you notice a man in a warden's uniform. He stares at the gleaming gold of your shuttle in surprise. Did the governor send his personal guards? No matter. What are you standing there for? Meat? Are you waiting for the rebels to blast your bucket again for good measure? The skies over the capital are blocked by enemy fire. All aerial traffic has been halted. What pest gave you clearance to deploy? By all the saints, I'm Sergeant Malgar, and you lot report to me now. Straighten yourselves out and drag your arses after me. I'll map out a defense sector for you. By the end of his tirade, the sergeant's voice grows quieter as his eyes focus on your expensive gear. Abelard turns purple. By the holy throne, what is this mess? Adira glances around. They're in a rough spot, old man. Go easy on them. You must be mistaken. I'm the rogue trader. Enlighten this rabble. I'm the rogue trader. Give me a status report. We don't have to give him too much grief. The soldier grows more pale with every word you say. As soon as you are done speaking, he falls to his knees. My mistake, your lordship. Didn't recognize you, sir. Please pardon my blunder. It's a bloodbath in here. A frag grenade cuts off the rest of the sergeant's words. Shrapnel flies everywhere with a piercing screech. One of the soldiers falls to the ground, clutching the remains of his forearm that is now adorned with crimson tatters. Blood is pouring out of the stump, and the soldier's agony is short-lived. The sergeant curses and hastily says an army prayer for the dead. With a rasping cough, the sergeant turns back to you. Pardon me, sir. Sergeant Last Major Malgar reporting. My unit is holding the starport on the governor's orders. How may I serve? We're going to ask him about the Inquisition? I guess so. At the word Inquisition, the sergeant's face fills with awe. I don't know, sir. There definitely haven't been any visitors like that on my watch. You might have to inquire at the headquarters, your lordship. All right, what's going on here? Unrest, sir. Armed rebellions in both the capital and the provinces. First the lower levels sparked, then it went up the spires. They hit the Vox hubs, the arsenals, the mag train stations. Wonder if it's gene stealers? Or just common peasant revolting? My unit was here when it all went to the Groxes. The tech priest linked to satellites reported sightings of strange void ships in the system. They were orbiting the star until one of them set course for a landing. The governor took precautionary measures in order to increase security at key facilities. Everyone knows that whenever something's not right, you better double the warden details. The alarm was raised and we were sent to secure the starport. It's the only reason we were able to hold it. Okay. That's the unidentified void ship. There's fighting in the capital, but we're holding strong, giving no quarter to the rebels. The Emperor protects. Who are you? What caused a rebellion? How can some pathetic rebellion be cause enough for lackluster welcoming? Pat him on the shoulder. You're doing fine work, and so are your troops. I don't have reinforcements to send them, but I'll give him some encouragement. I live to serve. I'm going to see the governor. If I may report, sir, as long as the rebels keep shooting their damned anti-aircraft battery, there's absolutely no way to shuttle you to the governor. It would have to be on foot, and the streets are too dangerous. I have no one to send with you as an escort. I assigned all available troops to accompany the esteemed tech priest to the governor. I will voxcast orders to them to wait for you, and I'll inform headquarters they'd better send out a convoy to meet you halfway. Meanwhile, we will follow the governor's orders and hold the line here. Adira frowns as her gaze grows distant, as if she is looking through the sergeant. You're a good soldier, but you've got a lot of blood on your hands, both yours and others. You know the same hand that salutes now might falter in darkness. Rank and epaulets won't save you from the bitterness. Somebody shut her up. Pardon me, my lady, but I can't get my head around these fancy words you're saying. I've seen plenty of blood, but trust me, I'll fight till I drop. Man, we can decide what we want to do here. The governor is safe and sound in the rear has left you for dead, and here you are preaching about glory. I mean, I'm a soldier, he's a soldier. You're a good soldier, Malgar. I live to serve. Let's get out of here. Rumors. On your travels, you hear many rumors. Some of them are deserving of the rogue trader's attention and are logged in a separate section of the journal. Some rumors are just that. Other times there's truth to them, and in some cases, there may even be more. Travel to the place indicated in the rumor's description. When traveling the Expanse as a rogue trader, you are bound to hear rumors regarding your own deeds and exploits, some of which reflect the reaction of the Expanse's denizens to the choices you have made. All right. I did need to level everybody up, so let's do that. Do I get to pick this? No. So I think it just goes around in a circle. Possible to increase the characteristics of the character. So can I pick something else randomly if I want it? Can I just go pick this? Officer encourages an ally who immediately recovers from burning, bleeding, toxin, and stunned. The officer increases an ally's resolve by +3. Can only target allies who have enemies adjacent. All melee attacks deal damage, additional damage equal to 2 multiplied by the number of enemies. Okay, so if Bro gets surrounded, we can do that. Target's next attack will ignore cover and have double the effective distance. I think get back in the fight seems good. Can I just get this now? No, I do have to go in order. Okay. So I can improve willpower to withstand the warp. I also made this guy to be like super perceptive. Yeah, he's the most characteristic perspective dude in the group, so I'm going to continue to buff his perception. I think that's the sign of a good officer. Characters can select general talents to be mastered by any archetype. Okay. Well, under 40% wounds, we're never going to get hurt. If no other character has the same archetype as this character, the first archetype ability used each combat by this character costs 1 AP less. I mean, that's kind of neat because I'm not going to have another commander. Ready to serve. Field of Fire. Flinching Heroism. When an Imperial World character is affected by an ally's non-damaging ability, their resolve is increased by 2. All allies, excluding Xenos in the current party, gain +5 to the same characteristic as was chosen for humanity's finest. I'll take doing my part. Welcome to level 5. Okay, and let's buff her up. So we get to buff something for her. It should presumably be ballistic skill. And what do we get for her? Soldier deals damage to 3 different enemies. They gain 20% more damage for their next attack in the current combat. I mean, that seems great. She's our AoE fighter, so let's lock it up. Dira probably needs intelligence, I presume. Well, she'll also need willpower. Yeah, okay, we're gonna give you some willpower. Unnatural luck. Psyker uses divination on an ally without an unnatural luck effect. When an ally suffers a critical hit, it becomes a normal hit. Okay, predicted downfall. Flawless plan. Every 9th successful dodge or parry by the Psyker and their allies grants the Psyker +2 AP on the next turn. Fate Bringer. Allies under the effect of at least one psychic power gain +7% armor penetration. That's nice. Beginning of every combat, the Psyker's abilities gain +15%. The first critical hit removes this. All right. Sold. And Abelard, what are you taking? Get a talent and then a characteristic. Okay. Thick skin. I like that because he's our tank. I remember almost wanting that before. And then we can buff his weapon skill, presumably. How strong a character is. Takes damage. I mean, basically he needs strength and weapon skill, but I'll buff the weapon skill first. Okay. Everybody's buffed.
None shall stand in my way.
So what are we supposed to do here? Go see the governor? All right, I'll go fight these people.
Did you see that? They almost knocked us out of the air. Some bumbling idiot's going to regret that when he's dragged before the Lord Captain for questioning and trial.
I do not think...
Bow before me.
I'll bleed you dry.
Speeding up actions in combat. You can increase the speed of your enemies. Hold the space key. Okay, that's cool. All right, let's see what you got.
Quick. Let's get to it. Here we go.
My faith shields me. I'll do it.
Don't think I want to use these tanks as cover.
Judgment.
There you go. First reload is free.
Commands, I act.
Out of my way.
Good lord. Okay. Apparently these dudes can hurt you.
Let's get to it.
Well then. Let's just kill him. Let's give her that dodge buff. She might need it.
Not my specialty.
Oh, I can't do anything with this, can I? Because it's not in a straight
It will be
line.
done.
Oh, okay, I can. Cool.
Indeed.
Well, I wasn't planning on missing. Very well.
Let's get to it.
Time to
They're not doing a great job at not shooting each other, which I gotta say I like.
Martyrdom is an honor.
Okay, so hopefully she's not dead. Once a character has suffered a certain number of injuries, they are replaced with traumas. Use medkits and time. Removing traumas is more difficult. They can only be healed by resting on the ship. Okay. Well, I thought bro had a medkit, but it looks like he don't.
Victory is imminent.
That's not great.
Here we go.
I thought a sister of battle could just run out there and handle it, but I might have been a bit overeager there.
That was insulting.
That's how you do it, Adira. Nice work. Let's keep the boss alive, too. Seems worth it. There you go. Look at me. I killed one.
Let's make it quick.
Let's get to it.
I'll be back.
Follow my lead.
In no time.
Did they take Abelard out, too?
Let's get to it.
All right, all right, all right.
Here we go.
I might have picked the wrong fight.
Do everything myself.
Yeah, I reckon I did. That's not great.
Nothing I can't do.
I might be dead. I guess we'll find out what happens when you die. These idiots keep shooting through each other to try to get me, which is nice. Don't think I have any allies left. That's a rebel agitator, a rebel gunner. There doesn't appear to be anyone else here, but the rest of my party is crumped. And I think that's further range than I've got.
I don't have time for this.
Let's get to it.
You're still shooting at me? I got to get them in range of me, or get these bros to help. I can do that on them. All right, then I'm going to move back here. Give one of these dudes an extra turn. Shoot him.
Let's make it quick. Let's get to it.
How about you guys do something?
Suits my purposes.
Here we go.
I can pop around the cover and shoot at them in a minute.
There's nowhere to hide. I'll pass.
I need you guys to do something, please. Nope, we're all dead. All right. Your journey is over. Alrighty. Let's try that again. So it backs us up to before we landed. You know, I think this is probably a good place to call it, because I have learned something valuable. I am going to try to go back down there and have a similar dialogue, but I think I'm going to go hang with the family some, and we'll try it next time I get a shot. Yeah, they weren't doing enough getting shot because I got shot, and that was kind of the problem. Profit factor. Yeah, there's going to be a lot to keep up with, I believe. But we're going to call it for now. I think this is a good spot to save our game. And we'll try that landing again and try that combat again, because I made a few mistakes and underestimated my enemies. I probably need to look at their levels before I just run in there. Let's save it here. Cool. Yeah, it just saved. All right, I will catch y'all next time. Maybe one day this week if SimBaby takes a nap, and next weekend if